Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome. We'll be starting in a short while, please. Okay.
And polymakers are building a
Every heartbeat matters. Every life counts. Across Africa, millions of animals depend on the decisions we make today. Imagine detecting disease before the first symptom appears. Imagine giving every farmer access to expert veterinary insight. Artificial intelligence is making that future possible through faster diagnosis, real-time monitoring, and predictive animal health care.
From livestock farms to wildlife conservation, AI is improving animal welfare while strengthening food security across Africa. Technology will never replace compassionate veterinarians. It simply gives them better tools to save more lives.
Together, researchers,
innovators, students, and polymakers are building a smarter future for animal health.
welcome to the African Animal Health AI Summit. Together, let's shape the future of veterinary practice in Africa.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, colleagues, partners, speakers, panelists, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Vet Connect and our partners, Nova Vet family, it is my pleasure to welcome you to day 2 of the Animal Health AI Summit 2026. Thank you for joining us once again from different parts of Africa and beyond. Today, I'll be your moderator. I am Dr. Jacob Undo, and I'll be moderating the session with Dr. Titilayo Ayodele. Hi, Dr. Titi, are you there?
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Undo. It's nice to meet you, and I'm very, very honored to be moderating this session along with Dr. Undo. My name is Titilayo Ayodele.
Thank you very much, Dr. Titi. So good to have you. So yesterday, we had an enriching conversation around the role of artificial intelligence in veterinary medicine, exploring why AI matters now and the importance of public-private partnerships and the opportunities, risks, and readiness of African veterinary systems. Today, we are going to go very much deeper. We are going to focus on preparing today's and tomorrow's animal health professionals for an AI-enabled future. Whether you are a veterinarian, animal health technologist, researcher, student, innovator, this session is for you. It is carefully designed to equip you with practical insights for the future. Once again, you are welcome, and we are so glad to have you this evening. Our media team will give us a 1-minute interlude on AI, the power of AI, and how the African continent is preparing for the AI era. Media, please.
Every heartbeat matters. Every life counts. Across Africa, millions of animals depend on the decisions we make today. Imagine detecting disease before the first symptom appears. Imagine giving every farmer access to expert veterinary insight. Artificial intelligence is making that future possible through faster diagnosis, real-time monitoring, and predictive animal health care.
From livestock farms to wildlife conservation, AI is improving animal welfare while strengthening food security across Africa. Technology will never replace compassionate veterinarians. It simply gives them better tools to save more lives.
Together, researchers,
Innovators, students, and policymakers are building a smarter future for animal health.
welcome to the African Animal Health AI Summit. Together, let's shape the future of veterinary practice in Africa.
So welcome back from that very brief interlude. I'm sure we're all excited for what we have today. Before we proceed, I would love to hear from some of our participants. Just like Dr. Undo mentioned earlier, today is the day 2, the continuation of the amazing session we had yesterday. So we want to hear from you. I believe there are some of us here that were part of yesterday's session. So we want to learn, what was the biggest takeaway from day 1? What was something that stood with you and you can't wait to share it out to everybody? Want to see your thoughts, your ideas in the chat box. We will be anticipating that. What was something, if it's a word, if it's a sentence, if it's a paragraph, what was something from the first day that stood with you? Would love to see it in the chat box. As we are getting your messages, I will be handing over to Dr. Undo.
Thank you very much, Dr. Titilayo. Please, we would like to hear from you, your thoughts about yesterday. What were the key takeaways from yesterday's session? We really had an interesting session for those who were here yesterday. I hope you had a great time as well. If you would like to talk, you can, we would have we prefer you write in the chat box, but maybe we can give two persons to share their thoughts. So let me look at, you can raise your hand and we'll give you that room to share your thoughts in 30 seconds. Is there anybody that would like to share their thoughts? You could just indicate by a raise of hand and I'll give that room to you. Okay, I've not seen somebody who wants to talk yet. Yesterday, one thing that really stood out for me personally was the fact that for us to embrace AI, there is a need for public-private partnership. No one can do it all alone. And we've passed that era of competition. We must prioritize collaboration. That is one thing that really stood out for me yesterday. I see some comments already. The future of veterinary service is AI. This is, and it's totally agreeable. Thank you very much. A word that stuck with me, inspiration. Dr. Patrick, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. And thank you for joining again. Please feel free to share your thoughts in the chat box. We are so eager to hear you. And if you would like to talk, we are going to give just 30 seconds if you would like to share your thoughts this evening.
Dr. Undo, I think some people are still trying to process their thoughts. Or
Okay.
maybe they are shy. Don't be shy. Okay, we have from Dr. Christopher. AI would never replace veterinarians. Yes, that's very, very on point. It's veterinarians who use AI will replace those who do not. So that is a very key note that with the AI era, we need to evolve with it. Thank you so much, Dr. Christopher Danladi. Still looking forward to hearing more from you.
All right. So thank you everyone who has shared their thoughts this evening. We hope that more persons will share their thoughts as we proceed in the program. So moving forward, we will be taking goodwill messages. We are going to set the pace for today's session. Like I said yesterday, like I said earlier, yesterday was super, super, super amazing. And today is going to be most amazing. And you don't want to miss today. So we are going to start with a goodwill message from the Nigeria Association of Animal Health and Husbandry Technologists. They are one of the foremost professional bodies representing animal health technologies in Nigeria. Please, do we have any of their reps here? We have notified them and they assured us to be here. Please, if any of their reps is here, kindly indicate and we'll give you the room to address us now. Okay, I think we have a bit of a challenge from their end. So we'll move forward. We'd like to also know if we have a rep of the Association of Ruminant Veterinarians of Nigeria present. If any of their reps is present here, we'll be so glad to recognize you. Please, do we have a representative of the Association of Ruminant Veterinarians of Nigeria present here? If you are present, you can kindly
They'll be
indicate.
joining shortly. They'll be joining shortly. They're having network glitches, but joining shortly.
Okay, thank you very much. I will be glad to know when they are here. All right, we'll take a 1-minute interlude again from media team. So please, if you're just joining, do well to tell us where you are joining us from in the chat box. Tell us your name, your country, and your expectation for today's session. Thank you. Media, please.
Every heartbeat matters. Every life counts. Across Africa, millions of animals depend on the decisions we make today. Imagine detecting disease before the first symptom appears. Imagine giving every farmer access to expert veterinary insight. Artificial intelligence is making that future possible through faster diagnosis, real-time monitoring, and predictive animal health care.
From livestock farms to wildlife conservation, AI is improving animal welfare while strengthening food security across Africa. Technology will never replace compassionate veterinarians. It simply gives them better tools to save more lives.
Together, researchers,
Innovators, students, and policymakers are building a smarter future for animal health.
welcome to the African Animal Health AI Summit. Together, let's shape the future of veterinary practice in Africa.
Every heartbeat matters. Every life counts. Across Africa, millions of animals depend on the decisions we make today. Imagine detecting disease before the first symptom appears. Imagine giving every farmer access to expert veterinary insight. Artificial intelligence is making that future possible through faster diagnosis, real-time monitoring, and predictive animal health care.
From livestock farms to wildlife conservation, AI is improving animal welfare while strengthening food security across Africa. Technology will never replace compassionate veterinarians. It simply gives them better tools to save more lives.
Together, researchers,
Innovators, students, and policymakers are building a smarter future for animal health.
welcome to the African Animal Health AI Summit. Together, let's shape the future of veterinary practice in Africa.
Okay, welcome back from that interlude. Dr. Titi, are you there? Yeah. Can you hear me? Okay, so we'll be moving right.
Yes, Dr. Undo, we can hear you.
Okay. So yeah, over to you, Dr. Titi. I think we can move now to the main session.
All right. So it's about to get interesting. No, it's already interesting, but it's about to get much more interesting. So moving quickly to the presentation, as we all know, the topic we are dealing with is AI, artificial intelligence, and it is changing the future of our work. It's changing the future of many sectors, and veterinary medicine is not excluded. So our next speaker today, which would be our first speaker, does not need so much introduction because we know him. He's a father, and for my age, like for the Gen Z vets, we call him the veterinary grandfather in Nigeria. So I want you to welcome with me Dr. Gani Enahoro, who is an accomplished veterinarian and international animal health leader. He has extensive experience spanning clinical practice, policy, leadership, and global animal health systems. Very quickly, I will be reading a bio of Dr. Gani Inahoro. He's, as I said earlier, an highly experienced veterinarian and animal health leader with strong expertise in veterinary practice, policy, and international advisory work. He currently serves as a senior advisor animal health at the Food and Agriculture Organization and holds key global leadership roles, including Counselor for Africa and chair of the Policy Committee of the World Veterinary Association, as well as membership of the Veterinary Council of Nigeria. He has previously led major professional bodies such as Nigeria Veterinary Medical Association and the African Veterinary Association. Along his international roles, he runs Gan Rovet Nigeria Limited and Gan Rovet Animal Hospital, combining clinical practice with research, training, and capacity building in animal health systems. With growing engagement in digital and data-driven innovations shaping modern veterinary practice. Ladies and gentlemen, doctors, animal health professionals, animal lovers generally, innovators, researchers in the room, join me to welcome Dr. Gani Inahoro. Please just use your favorite clapping emoji to welcome him. We are so honored to have him in our midst. Thank you so much. You're welcome, sir.
Yes, so Dr. Gani will be speaking on preparing young animal health professionals for the AI era. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Dr. Gani will be speaking on staying adaptable as veterinary professionals in the AI era. This is one session you don't want to miss because it's well packed, it's well loaded. Please get your notebooks ready to listen to our father, to listen to our daddy, Dr. Gani. Thank you so much, sir. Please, are you there now?
I'm here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome and so good to have you here again. You
Thank
have the
you.
floor, sir.
Okay. I hope I can share my slides. Um, it's my pleasure to be here again today. And the topic of my presentation, are you seeing my screen?
Yes,
Clearly,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Staying adaptable as veterinary professionals in the AI era. Remember, we are veterinarians, so if I mistakenly referred to artificial intelligence as artificial insemination, I'm sure you pardon me, because we are used to AI as artificial insemination for many years, isn't it? So the outline of my presentation will be an introduction, why this topic matters, what AI is and what AI is not, and how AI is changing veterinary medicine, thriving in a rapidly evolving digital landscape, and the rest is as shown on the screen. So I'll go straight into introduction. Why do we have to discuss this at all? Artificial intelligence is entering diagnostics where we operate, surveillance, livestock manager, and One Health. Am I still being heard clearly?
Yes, sir. We can hear you clearly. Thank you.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So veterinary roles are evolving faster than ever. Veterinarians are beginning to do many things in different areas of this livestock sector, much beyond the way we were trained in the past. And therefore, adaptability to new things is a core professional competency now. So Africa's veterinary systems face unique challenges and opportunities. If you look at it at the broader scope, so I will take it straight away that AI are tools that learn patterns and assist decision making. So AI is learning so much. It's a student as well. It's not perfect, but it's very quick and fast in learning and assisting us in our decision making. AI depends heavily on data quality and context. What you put in is what you get. That is, garbage in is what you garbage out. And it's not a replacement for veterinarians. It should never be. Because, like I said yesterday, AI will not issue us certificates. They will not train us to be veterinarians. Even if they do, with the information they have, they will not give certificates to us. So AI works best when combined with human judgment. We had much of this yesterday when Dr. Prosper told us about how AI does not have a emotive component, does not have, will not show empathy in any way. And so we just go straight to what he knows. Now, we are thriving in a rapidly evolving digital landscape. And there is no meaningful development that will take place in any country without the contribution of technology that is driven by AI today. If you look at these pictures, those pictures here, you'll see a lot of activities going on. People are not resting. Work is being done. So we have to just find a way to key into this because it is the in thing. So in the African context also, if you look at that map, you will see with those highlighted buttons, the spread of AI's acceptance and adoption all over the continent. So it's not just the spread is magical and phenomenal actually, because like I said, AI is into diagnostics now, surveillance, productivity, and One Health is also all adopting the AI now. So in the African context, first, we must recognize that there is a high mobile penetration, even though digital infrastructure differs from one part of the continent to another. Like I said also yesterday, that I had the privilege of having traveled a lot within Africa, of course, and beyond. And I know that we cannot use the standard of Nigeria to gauge what is average in Africa at all. But I know that mobile penetration is very high across Africa anyway. There is also a strong community-based animal health network now. I have a relationship with veterinary paraprofessionals, training them for Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. And I know that right in the last mile, we have a lot of community-based animal health workers for which we need to begin to also entrust some of the things we do by supervising them and owning the procedures that they also present. So we have a limited AI literacy among professionals. If you look at the entire groups and the entire ladder of those who take part in livestock sector. So we shouldn't use the veterinary component alone to judge what exists in the livestock sector. There is a growing interest also from ministries, universities. Yesterday, Dr. Ibukwe, she's a professor from Maiduguri told us yesterday we should not leave them behind in the universities. As researchers, they will also need whatever knowledge of AI, wherever it is being discussed, we should always remember to invite them into it. She said that yesterday. So there is a growing interest across the board, and that's very fascinating. Therefore, there is a huge potential for mobile-first AI solutions. So in the African context, we are not lagging behind. The only difference is that we are not spearheading some of the advances that have taken place already in that space. But I must confess that we are not doing badly. I was in South Africa for a conference of South African Veterinary Association in 2006. And in one of the sessions, there was a presentation on researches going on that would make the use of emails irrelevant. Yesterday, Femi mentioned something very close to that. I wish I documented it. Femi said something like, very soon that our thoughts will determine, let me see. Anyway, at that, Femi said, our thoughts will control our activities in the house. And I just remember that seminar that I attended, that session. And it was the researchers came to present what their findings so far was by planting in chips in the body of a man, actually in the back of the head, maybe whatever this term they called it. And all you need to do is to have a thought, to think about sending an email to, what's your name now? And then it registers with you without my punching anything. It was a pin drop silence in that hall. Anyway, that's almost 20 years ago, and I can tell you the research is still going on. So, which means really the quickness of technology is such that we just have to find a way to catch up with the speed. So, what opportunities do we have as African veterinary professionals? That includes the paraprofessionals as well. We have improved diagnostic accuracy and speed, better surveillance of
Okay, Dr. Titi, am I the only one that can't hear Dr. Gani furthermore anymore?
Oh, well, at some point, I thought it was my network. I was about to check in my Wi-Fi. I think we lost him for a moment.
Let's play that. Okay, I think while we wait for Dr. Gani to rejoin, I think he's having a bit of network issues. So our media team, we played that AI interlude. It's such an inspiring piece, and I really wish we watch it again. Thank you.
Every heartbeat matters. Every life counts. Across Africa, millions of animals depend on the decisions we make today. Imagine detecting disease before the first symptom appears. Imagine giving every farmer access to expert veterinary insight. Artificial intelligence is making that future possible through faster diagnosis, real-time monitoring, and predictive animal health care.
From livestock farms to wildlife conservation, AI is improving animal welfare while strengthening food security across Africa. Technology will never replace compassionate veterinarians. It simply gives them better tools to save more lives.
Together, researchers,
Innovators, students, and policymakers are building a smarter future for animal health.
welcome to the African Animal Health AI Summit. Together, let's shape the future of veterinary practice in Africa.
Every heartbeat matters. Every life counts. Across Africa, millions of animals depend on the decisions we make today. Imagine detecting disease before the first symptom appears. Imagine giving every farmer access to expert veterinary insight. Artificial intelligence is making that future possible through faster diagnosis, real-time monitoring, and predictive animal health care.
From livestock farms to wildlife conservation, AI is improving animal welfare while strengthening food security across Africa. Technology will never replace compassionate veterinarians. It simply gives them better tools to save more lives.
Together, researchers,
Innovators, students, and policymakers are building a smarter future for animal health.
welcome to the African Animal Health AI Summit. Together, let's shape the future of veterinary practice in Africa.
Yeah, I'm back now. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, thank you. Let me share my screen. Yeah.
Welcome back, sir. Dr. Gani, can you hear us?
Yes,
sir?
I can hear you. Sorry about that. I will share my screen now.
All right, sir.
The network just dropped off, so I've just changed to another network.
All right.
See. Okay, are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, my apologies. The network just dropped. Oh no. Let me see where I was. Let me see. Sorry, I was discussing the African situation, and I was talking about the opportunities that we have. I think I've already passed this level now. So I was saying that the future starts here. Am I correct? Hello, are you hearing me? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that we all need to take the opportunities therein in AI and then adapt to its usage. What are the core skills for the AI-ready vet? One is digital literacy. We need to understand the basic AI tools and data systems. Very important. They are critical skills. We also need to with AI, develop the capacity to question their outputs and avoid a blind trust. That's critical thinking. We need to know how to do data interpretations whenever they're presented. We should be able to read dashboards, trends, and alerts. And then, of course, very important because we are veterinarians, ethical reasoning. We have to navigate privacies, particularly those data that are across the boundaries that we have to use. We need to be able to apply them with wisdom such that they will meet what operates in our client. We mustn't take some of those information wholesale and then become wrong in our outcomes when we apply them locally. So accountability is very important. Then we also need interdisciplinary collaboration as a core skill for the AI-ready veterinarian, that is working with data scientists, public health teams. A lot of these can be expanded, but let me just go on now. The questions will come around it. Then we must have the continuous learning mindset, that is embracing change. Because like I said, technology is not stopping and waiting for us. How is AI changing veterinary medicine? One, we now have the automated disease surveillance and early warning systems firmly in place. We heard much about this yesterday when the NVME president, Dr. Arokoya, was making his presentation. Of course, we have the AI-assisted diagnostics. You have your imaging, you have your X-rays. If you feed it into AI, your lab results, they will likely give you clear options that will match the situation you are handling. If they have the knowledge of what you are doing, most times they already have so many information in their data bank. Then we have precision livestock tools, behavior monitoring, feeding optimization, then predictive analytics for outbreaks and resource allocation. All of these, including One Health enhancement, are all possibilities within AI era now. But staying adaptable, that's what really concerns us this afternoon as veterinary professionals in this season of AI. Why should vets adapt to the use of AI? Well, technology will keep evolving, we said it. So if we don't catch up, they will leave us behind. New workflows and tools require new skills. In other words, we must jump on the train. We don't want to be left behind. Ethical and regulatory landscapes are shifting. A lot of grounds are being yielded now. There are many things that were not imaginable in the past, but now a lot of considerations are given to them because of what they expect us to know as professionals. And vets must stay relevant, confident, and capable. Adaptability, therefore, protects both animal health and the professional identity. We have to be there. We don't have to be just in the menu, we have to be on the table. There are new career paths, digital epidemiology, AI augmented field practice. You can sit down in your office and you can you can construct models for a farm that is burgeoning or that is trying to start. And then most times you won't be out of place. I've tried it and I tell you it works. It is an improvement on the telemedicine, televeterinary medicine that we use to revise a lot. With AI modifications now, a lot can be done in adapting it to our daily use. But we must ensure that our AI tools fit African production systems. It's very important because most of the feedings, most of the sources of information that runs and operates the AI models of today are not African biased. We are just trying to make modifications around them. So what are the practical ways that we have to stay adaptable as veterinarians? First, we must engage with digital reporting tools and mobile apps. We must participate in training on AI, just like we are doing here today. Training on data and digital epidemiology. We must use AI as a support tool, not a decision maker. That decision still rests with us, but it must be a supporting tool for us to be able to improve the decision we make quickly. Unlike in the past that we wait a lot, but I mean, now we can make very quick decisions using AI as a supporting tool. Okay? We should join professional networks on digital transformation. Wherever discussions are being held, there are new things to learn. For every day, there are new things that is being added to the knowledge from AI. And we should be advocates for ethical and context-appropriate AI policies. In other words, we must be part of the shapes that AI will take. We shouldn't just be users alone. We should also be able to relate how AI supports our livestock economy, livestock entrepreneurship, and generally the livestock sector where we operate. And we must practice human, in fact, in anything we do on AI, it's good for us to humanize our relationship. Once you want to make any inquiry, you should ask AI to humanize it for you. In other words, it should make it look like a man-to-man talking to themselves. Now, what the veterinary authorities should also do to support us. Yesterday, I talked a lot about how our administrators like the hard copies a lot, paper movement from one point to another. For what reasons, I don't know, but we must begin to change that orientation now. Our authorities should invest more in digital animal health information systems. I'm happy that the Veterinary Council, where I'm a member, we're already doing a lot of digitization now. We started it in the last dispensation. It's going on now, which is very helpful to, and of course, also backed and supported by AI applications. We should build AI and data skills into veterinary curricula. Yesterday, I talked about the school veterinary curriculum a lot because we need to train the trainers, our teachers, our lecturers also must be very well grounded and trained to be able to accept what the situation, what the students would have to present, supported by AI opportunities. We should develop clear policies on data governance and ethics and support research and local AI innovation and strengthen cross-border collaboration for One Health and also for transboundary disease controls. In conclusion, I will just make these concluding remarks that AI will not replace veterinarians. Dr. Aruko said as much as this yesterday. But veterinarians who use AI may replace those who don't, because the knowledge gaps will be there, and you can see the gulf there. What has separated these two, if you look at they are like mirror images of one for another, but they are not the same. To those on the left side, they have a knowledge gap which they have to fill to be able to look like those on the right side. So that is very important, that we must all make every effort to, but we need to have some carefulness. There are risks that we need to watch out for. We should be mindful of poor quality of biased data sets when we generate them. We must not also over-rely on AI tools. We still need to do those basic things that we used to do without AI. I used to refer to them as native intelligence. They also work a lot. Street wisdom, they also work a lot. AI will not understand what streetwise is in Nigeria, but we can apply that to override whatever errors that AI may generate for us. And digital exclusion of rural vets and pastoralists should also, we should be mindful of that we have other members of our livestock sector who don't have access to the volume of information we have using AI. So in relating with them, we need to bridge that gap in a way that we uplift them, but we must also speak languages that they understand. Weak governance and unclear accountability, no, we shouldn't be part of that. Misuse of surveillance data, we should avoid that. We should keep our human expertise at the center of all of this. Just like I said, I referred to Dr. Prosper yesterday, we must make sure that our expertise as veterinarian is not tampered with by whatever external knowledge that AI will give to us. And we should ensure that the AI tools we use or we review must fit our African production systems. If we don't do that, we will look like a client of mine who told me, because he read that in Australia you need to give a tick bath to bath your dog, chemical bath twice in a year. And he came with a smelly dog to the clinic. And despite all the advice that he should have bitten this dog and groomed the dog before coming, and we were offering it as a service, he started arguing that the knowledge he has is that you can only bathe dogs twice in a year, forgetting that the circumstances in Australia, I had to probe to find out where he got the knowledge from. And he said it was an article which he read. And when I looked through, I discovered that the author were talking about situations around Australia with very cool temperature environment. And here we are with temperatures that is now scaring the Europeans, you see. So we must make sure that we are not lost in totally believing what AI presents for us. And we should prioritize our ethics, animal welfare, and of course, cultivate farmer trust. Like I said, we must use languages that they understand. And of course, we shouldn't say because we have AI and then we now reduce the young professionals who are supposed to work with us, believing that they will add more pressures to our bills. No, careful with this. But AI have to serve for us as a bridge. Like the red image there, it's supposed to be a bridge to enable us to transform our practice while we still remain very essential in decision making. Adaptability is the most important professional skill in the digital era. Ethical, responsible adoption is critical, and the future belongs to vets who embrace learning and innovation. Thank you very much. I hope I've been able to stay within 30 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. You were just in time. You did not exceed your allotted time.
Okay,
Thank you for
that's good.
this amazing, inspiring presentation. Dr. Ganit went from the gaps of AI in the African context, the potential of AI, the core skills as vets that we need to have in AI, from critical thinking to continuous learning, and how AI is evolving every day. He emphasized on the need of why veterinarians should adapt to this ever evolving knowledge. But two things that stood with me from this presentation is, he said AI should fit the African production system because our system is very unique, and sometimes the AI tools we use, they are non-biased towards the African system. And for us to achieve this, he mentioned updates for us. I hope you got some updates of training your AI, learn to train your AI to fit to the African production system. And of course, you can also do something like do some innovative work. I mean, that's why we're here. Another thing that stood with me from the presentation is Dr. Gani mentioned several risks that we should watch out for. And he emphasized on the fact that we should not forget that first, we are humans. Artificial intelligence is great, but human intelligence is better. Do not forget to be street smart. Don't forget your street wisdom. And as veterinarians, do not forget the ethics that you swore to protect animal welfare and all. This was a very enlightening session, Dr. Gani. Thank you so much for this presentation. I'm being inspired. I learned a lot, took some notes, so many notes, and I'm sure we are also learning. So very quickly, we would love to entertain about two questions. If you have questions from this presentation for Dr. Gani, we'll just be entertaining two for the purpose of time. So if you would love to ask a question, you can use the raise hand icon or you type. Actions.
No. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Titi, and thank you so much, Dr. Gani, for that insightful presentation. One thing stood out for me: AI is here as a bridge, is here as a co-pilot and not the pilot. And we must leverage it as a co-pilot, as a bridge, and that adaptability remains remains the most important professional skill we need to learn. as young professionals. That really, really stood out for me. While we wait for questions, our media team will still give us that 1 minute interlude on AI for those who have not watched it from the beginning to watch it again. Thank you, Amelia. Over to you.
Every heartbeat matters. Every life counts. Across Africa, millions of animals depend on the decisions we make today. Imagine detecting disease before the first symptom appears. Imagine giving every farmer access to expert veterinary insight. Artificial intelligence is making that future possible through faster diagnosis, real-time monitoring, and predictive animal health care.
From livestock farms to wildlife conservation, AI is improving animal welfare while strengthening food security across Africa. Technology will never replace compassionate veterinarians. It simply gives them better tools to save more lives.
Together, researchers,
Innovators, students, and policymakers are building a smarter future for animal health.
welcome to the African Animal Health AI Summit. Together, let's shape the future of veterinary practice in Africa.
Every heartbeat matters. Every life counts. Across Africa, millions of animals depend on the decisions we make today. Imagine detecting disease before the first symptom appears. Imagine giving every farmer access to expert veterinary insight. Artificial intelligence is making that future possible through faster diagnosis, real-time monitoring, and predictive animal health care.
From livestock farms to wildlife conservation, AI is improving animal welfare while strengthening food security across Africa. Technology will never replace compassionate veterinarians. It simply gives them better tools to save more lives.
Together, researchers,
Innovators, students, and policymakers are building a smarter future for animal health.
welcome to the African Animal Health AI Summit. Together, let's shape the future of veterinary practice in Africa.
Okay, welcome back from that short break. I've not seen any question yet in the chat box. I don't know if there's someone, maybe we'll just give one person to share their thoughts, or if they have a question and they would like to use their mic to speak, we'd like to give one person that room. If you would like to say something, you can just raise your hand and we'll give you that room for just a minute, please. Okay, I've not seen any hand. So thank you so much, Dr. Gani, for that insightful presentation. We really, really learned a lot and it's so inspiring. Thank you so much, sir. We are going to move forward now to our next session. Okay, we have Dr. Pius. Please, Dr. Pius, you have 30 seconds, please. Thank you. Yes, Dr. Pius.
Thank you so much, sir, for this session. It has really been enlightening. Thank you so much. My question now is more on the ethical use of AI for non-vets in treating their pets. How do we regulate that?
Yeah, can I take that question, moderator?
Yes, please. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, for every use of AI by non-vets in treating, well, I don't even have to call it treating, in addressing the situations in the dogs, if I heard you well, is quackery. So that is a misuse. We also have people who misuse AI, that they are more in number actually. So no one is supposed to use AI. They are off the cuffs. So that is quackery. So we are not supposed to encourage anyone, be they our clients or others, to. They can have information. Yesterday I said something about our readiness for more litigation, that it's not going to be impossible that some clients may ask AI for what a standard operating procedure to a situation could be. And if the answer or the responses from AI does not match what the client is observing us do, you could as well ask AI what next step you should take, and AI could just tell the person to go to court. So that is the much that AI will be able to do. So AI cannot turn clients to become veterinarians. No, it's not possible. So anyone who uses AI as a client is practicing quackery. I hope that answers that.
Thank you very much, sir, for that answer. Pius, I don't know if that answers you. All right, Pius, if you are speaking, you are muted.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. So thank you once again, Dr. Gani. We are so honored having this evening and for that inspiring presentation. We are going to move forward at this point, like we promised yesterday, that today we are going to have a spotlight, an innovation spotlight, and I'm so delighted to let truly powerful when they are translated into practical solutions. And our next session now is going to showcase that. We are pleased to welcome the Nova Vet family team for an innovation
Dr. Undo,
spotlight.
are you still with us?
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, Dr. Titi?
I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, okay, thank you very much. So ideas become truly powerful when they are translated into practical solutions. And our next session is going to showcase that. We are pleased to welcome the NovaVet family team for an innovation spotlight featuring Vetify Pro, a digital veterinary platform designed to support modern veterinary practice through technology. Please, professional colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the NovaVet family represented by Dr. Patrick. Hello, Dr. Patrick, are you there? Please, let's welcome Dr. Patrick with a virtual round of applause. So good to have you again. Thank you and welcome. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much for the introduction. I'm just going to share my screen here. And so, yes, I believe you can share my screen. And yeah, thank you very much once again for the introduction. And I just wanted to thank Dr. Gani as well for the very nice talk there on kind of, this high level, like the future of veterinary or the future of AI and veterinary care. And I mean, this stuff is so, yeah, it's really important that we all sort of digest this high level information. And I guess what we're trying to do now is sort of take that high level information, but show how it can help, one of you vets here who are listening to this talk, how can this, what can you really do tomorrow, right? Like, how can this help you right now? What can you do right now? And I think both of these aspects are obviously very important. We need to know this we need to have an eye on kind of the future and what's going on from a high level point of view. But we also need to know, how does this affect me today or tomorrow and affect me in a very practical sense? And so that's what we're going to look at a little today. So just very, very quickly, I gave my introduction yesterday, but just for anyone who wasn't there, my name is Patrick Hombo. I was a clinical vet for a little over 5 years in Australia, Dubai, and the Netherlands until I left to pursue really my true passion, which is technology and innovation, and really bringing this to the world of animal care. And so what we here at NovaVet Family are trying to do is find either building or partnering with groups that are building innovative technology, and that can be AI or otherwise. It's not purely AI tools, but what we're seeing today is AI. But really making it available to the world outside of, the US and Western Europe, because of course most of these solutions are being built there, but we want to make sure they don't stay there. And of course, in a digital world, there aren't some of these barriers that affect physical products and physical tools. And so, here in Dubai, or here at NovaVet Family, we're based in Dubai, which is kind of the perfect sort of crossroads, like in ancient time, between the whole part of the globe here. And so actually, I'll take a step back for a second. The main thing that we're going to look at today as a practical use case for a tool that you can use tomorrow is the veterinary scribe. And we talked about the scribe yesterday, but just to be very clear for everyone who's listening, what we mean when we say scribe is a tool that's on your phone and it records conversation. So conversation between you and a pet owner, conversation between you and colleagues, conversation between you just dictating like a note about a pet or a patient, you describing an ultrasound you're doing, a surgery you're doing, a procedure you're doing, anything, literally any conversation. It records it, transcribes it, so transcribes that spoken words into written text, and then uses AI to take that raw text, the raw transcript, and turn it into notes. And I think it was Dr. Moses who said yesterday, if it wasn't recorded, it didn't happen. And, if you need to record stuff, that's what a veterinary scribe is here for. And so it reduces that administrative burden, because everybody needs to write notes, whether you're doing a consultation in a clinic, or you're out talking to a farmer on a farm, or anything in between. You want to be documenting it. But this documentation takes time. And I'm sure basically anyone in this room or in this call has had the situation where you get to work, you are super busy all day, running around, whether it's driving in between places, or if you're in a clinic doing, consult, surgery, ultrasound, whatever. And then you get to 6 p.m., you want to go home and have dinner with your family, but instead you have to sit down and write up all your notes. And again, I almost guarantee you everyone has had this situation, and maybe at this very time, be having this situation multiple times a week. The clinics that I've worked in are really crazy clinics. And yeah, this was just normal life. You're not eating lunch, you're going home late, and a lot of that time is just spent writing notes. And as it's a little bit cliche, but we didn't become vets to write notes. But it's true that, nobody thinks this is fun, but everybody has to do it. And so that's where the scribe just comes in, and it fixes such a particular problem, note writing. And whether it's your soap notes, whether it's your ultrasound report, whether it's your surgery report, whether it's any kind of type of note. And that's the beauty of AI. You can tell it how to write something. It can figure out what the spoken words were, and then it can write the report as you want. And I think just as a little proof of this, of how powerful this quite simple tool is, this part here, right? Just what we're talking about right now is not, making diagnoses and stuff like this. It's pure administrative help. And just to show you how powerful, we've had really recent data that's come out of the US about this. And that shows that 47% of vets in the US right now are using a scribe tool. And that is just a massive number. And of course, like we said, this technology, it starts in the US, but there's no reason it can't come and it can't come everywhere else in the world. And that's really what we're trying to do. And so what we've built at NovaVet Family is called Vetify Pro. And that is this scribe tool. But in terms of the languages supports and the customization, it's built for vets all over the world. And you'll see a huge part of it is this customization, because we obviously know that vets all over the world have very different ways of working. They're doing different things. Even individual vets in the same clinic might have different ways they want to write their notes. And so we're not trying to just take a tool that's built somewhere else in the world and just plonk it down in other countries. We're trying to build, and we have built, a tool that works for vets the way they work, no matter where they are, no matter what they're doing. And especially because it's all on mobile, if you want, it's also on a computer, but because we know that so many vets really are sort of mobile first. Okay, and as you can see here, Vetify Pro actually does three things. So it's kind of a 3-in-1. Number one is just this scribe that we talked about. It writes your notes for you. It saves you time on every single case, every single surgery, every single ultrasound, every single procedure, everything. And we all need time. Number two, sort of the auxiliary features, is it can write your client communication. And, you know, clients these days are getting more and more demanding. We all know this. Pets, if it's pets, are becoming part of the family. And everyone just has higher expectation for their animal health care. And so here you can write nice personalized messages automatically. So it writes it, you check it, you send it. Same with the notes. It writes the notes, you check it, you put it into your whatever kind of electronic system you use to store your notes. And then finally, Vetify Pro does also give you clinical support. And of course, the key word here is support. We've actually been very clear that it's not sort of making decisions for you, it's surfacing relevant possibilities for you so that you're not missing things. Could it be this? What about this? What about this? These types of things. So in the interest of time, we're actually going to jump straight into a little demo here. And so this is what Vetify Pro looks like on the desktop. But I'm actually going to switch us here to the mobile version because that's where most of us are using it. So I believe you are now viewing the mobile version here. And I'll make the screen a little bit smaller. So this is what you would be seeing on your phone. And you can switch back and forth fully. So if you are in a clinic and you have a computer, you can use this on the phone, you can use it on the computer. All you need is a microphone, and phones have microphones. So that's why the phone's the nice one. And a few things very clearly here. I'm going to demo sort of a clinic case. That's because my background is in companion animals. So I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on, you know, on production situations. However, Vetify Pro certainly is. So it works for any species and any situation. So if you're talking about a broiler flock of 5,000, you know, 5,000 individuals, it's not going to think that it's like 5,000 individual pet birds and you know and create notes and recommendations that are talking about 5,000 pet birds. It will understand that it's in a production scenario or a conservation scenario or whatever kind of scenario. And again, these are all customizations you can add to make it even better. But that was another real key point of this customization, is making sure that it works for vets, no matter the species, no matter the scenario, no matter the country, the situation, even languages. It supports many, many, many languages. And so that's another thing, that you can just speak in most languages. So, but let's jump straight in here to a little demo, just so you can really see what I'm talking about. I'm going to do it very, very short here, and I'm going to pretend a little bit that I'm talking to a client. So we're just going to click quick start recording. Imagine that I'm sitting here with my phone. The client walks into the room and I click record. Oh, hey, Mrs. Jones, what are we doing, or who are we seeing here today? Well, we're seeing Sparky, my 5-year-old cat. He's been peeing around the house for a little bit. Okay, that's too bad. Anything happened recently, perhaps? Well, yeah, my sister moved in with us with her 6 cats, and they all don't get along, and they fight, and we put the one litter box next to the washing machine. Okay, maybe, well, we'll talk about that in a second, but let's take a look at little Sparky here. Okay, he's 5.4 kilos. Let's weigh him. Yep, he's a little overweight, I have to say. Maybe let's call him a 7 out of 9 body condition score. His teeth are a bit dirty, I have to say, Ms. Jones. Otherwise, his heart and lungs sound good, and his abdomen feels pretty nice. So look, let's run a urine test and see what we have going on here. And we click stop and generate. So that's all we did. So very, very importantly here, we did not have to change how we talked. Of course, this was a demo, so it doesn't sound totally normal, but let's say we were talking about the weather for 5 minutes, the World Cup for 5 minutes, fairly relevant. It doesn't matter. You can talk about whatever you want for as long as you want, and it only picks out, the relevant details. And this is super important. It means you don't have to change how you work. If you go and meet somebody, some client, and you're just talking about whatever for 20 minutes, and then you eventually get to the problem at hand, totally fine. We're not saying that you have to change how you work. Again, of course, very, very important. So first we get a transcription summary. I'll go on this part very quickly. This is really just like a safety net to make sure that the transcribed details are what we want them to be. So we can see that we're Sparky, we're 5 years old, as you said. We talked about moving in with the 6 cats. We said we were 5.4 kilos, body condition score 7 out of 9, et cetera, and we have other things down here. So if we wanted to change something, we can change something. We could say it was an 8, we meant to say 8 out of 9, or we changed our mind later, of course. So here you can change the details. Then from here, you can just go straight to your clinical notes. And so right away, boom, we have our clinical notes here. And so these are now, and when I say clinical notes, these are now the notes that you would be wanting to put into whatever kind of electronic, system you have that stores your notes. And these, of course, the default is your classic SOAP notes or history, exam, your HEAP notes, whatever you want to call them. And this is the default. And so we have, why was the animal here today? What did the owner talk about the animal? What was his physical exam? What are the assessment of the issue so far? Kind of the problem list. We see here that it records that he was overweight. It records this tartar as a problem. So even, if this was that 8 a.m. consult and you're now writing your notes at 6 p.m., this is something that's kind of easy to forget, but now you don't forget it. And then the plan we discussed, which was pretty brief at this point. Very, very importantly, let's say you don't want to write this stuff. You can, of course, edit this as you want. And then whenever you are done with it, you simply copy and paste it. So this is the copy button here. You simply copy and paste it into any kind of record system. Or you can actually just keep it here in Vetify Pro. So depending on what kind of system you're using, you can also use this to sort of save your notes. However, importantly, what if you don't like this standard note format? You want to use some other kind of standard note format, or you're not doing a normal consultation. And again, every vet out there probably has a slightly different way of writing their notes. Well, that's where this whole portion comes in, the alter summary portion. And so this is how you make the notes yours and really adapt it to how you want to work. So what I have here as an example is first, we decide what the incoming information is. So is it a standard consultation like what we just did? Or is it some other things, ultrasound, surgery, rounds, or a voice note? Obviously, this is set up for me. You could set this up however you want. Are you visiting, you could do, the sky's the limit here. Are we visiting a farm? Are we visiting a production facility? Am I visiting, is it a vaccination consult versus a senior animal consult? You can totally go as crazy as you want with this and changing it exactly how you want. Then we say, if it is from any of those formats, this is how I want to write the notes. So if it's from an ultrasound, of course, I don't want my notes to look like this. I want them to be written like an ultrasound report. If it's a surgery, I want it to be written like this kind of surgery report. And then here I have, if it's the consultation or visit, I say proceed with the default. But here, if you have your own way of writing notes, you can write them however you want here. Use the word history instead of subjective, for example. And then if we click regenerate, in the interest of time, I won't do it here, but this would then just change to history. And here you can, again, go as crazy as you want. You can even copy paste in your own note template and say, write the notes like this. And then you would simply set this as your default, as I've done with this, which is why it just came up automatically. And to just show you sort of what this looks like if we have something else, so this Batty case here, so here I can see all my cases. Again, for example, if you're using this as a kind of record-keeping system. So here's Batty, this consultation for Batty. Batty instead was a surgery report. So she had we removed some rubber from her intestines. And so if we come over here to our clinical notes, we can see, because Batty's a surgery, that our notes are written in a different way. So it doesn't now have this subjective objective. We now have who the patient is, why we did the surgery, an exploratory laparotomy, a report of the surgery, and again, make this as detailed or as little as you want. What consumables we used, useful for remembering billing. So if you're one of these people who you're doing some big procedure, whatever it is, and you're kind of just forgetting the different things that you used, this is, as long as you're just talking about it, this will capture those. And then of course the next step. So what drugs did we give? What drugs should we have? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Speaking of like customizations like that, even for available drugs, because obviously vets all over the world have very different availabilities for things like drugs, diagnostics, anything, you can customize all of that as well. So there's another customization section. Again, I think we're running out of time here, but where you can put in all the drugs you have, all the drugs you don't have. If you have an emergency center that next to you, if you're working in an emergency center, literally anything and everything can be customized. And that's, incredibly key to this, that we are not trying to, we aren't trying to come up with and tell you how to write your notes or say, hey, you can write notes like this. We are trying to put the structure in place so that you can have it write the notes however you want. And then just super quickly, because again, we're sort of running out of time a little bit as well, we can see what we call the pet owner summary. So this is now that client information. So now you've written your own notes, you've put them into your record keeping system, but you just did this big surgery on a client's animal. They sure will want to know what happened. And so now, my default here is to format this like a WhatsApp message, but of course you can again put all kinds of customizations in here. We now are writing a nice message to the owner. Her surgery went smoothly. This is her surgery plan. This is what we did, etc. So now you write your notes, check them, you put them in your record system, you click on pet owner summary, you check this, okay, I don't want to write this. I do want to write these things instead. And then because we're on our phone, we can simply send it, or we can also copy and paste it here into anything. And then just to finish up, we also then have that third pillar, the recommendations. So let's say you did want some kind of, diagnostic or clinical support, what are possible next steps? Could it be this? What about this? Have you thought about this? These kind of questions. And so now we have sort of an overview of the case. We have immediate priorities. So these are, what are things we should be looking at right now? And of course, we just had an animal post-surgery, we're looking at recovery, our pain relief, situation, problem list, just making sure that we have everything going on here that was recorded. Differentials, okay, here the differential is pretty obvious because it's a surgery. This isn't actually a case. And then, further diagnostic and treatment recommendations. So again, this part is really just because we already take that transcription, so we have that really rich information. We can then not only write notes and client information, but we can very quickly, without you having to ask anything extra. We do have a chat in here if you want to ask extra things, but without having to ask anything extra, you just get all that information at your fingertips as well. So I will end by saying, we're really excited with our partnership with Vet Connect, and it's with Vet Connect that we're bringing Vetify Pro to Nigeria and Greater Africa as well. So I hope to be speaking to more of you soon. And yeah, that's it for me. Thank you very much for having me here once again, and very happy to take any questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Patrick, for that practical demonstration of Vetify Pro. And it's also exciting to see how innovation is transforming veterinary practice and creating new opportunities for animal health professionals. Thank you so much. So we're going to take questions. let me know in the chat box if you have any question, and we'd like to give a few minutes to question session. So if you have a question, you can raise your hand and we shall give you that room to ask your question. This is so interesting, seeing the amazing work Vertify Pro can do, the various components, so interesting. I can see everyone excited to see seeing this innovation. So we are going to take questions. So if you have any question, please, you can raise your hand and Dr. Patrick will respond to you.
Also, if you think of any questions going forward, after this meeting or at any other time, both me and the team at VetConnect are really happy to field any questions. I'm very available, so very happy to also, do a personal demo with you at a later time if needed. So yeah, we're really excited about this, and but we know it is very new, and yeah. So if you think of anything in the future, please feel free to reach out as well.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Patrick. Thank you once again. We are so glad to have you here. I'm checking the chat box to know if we have a question. Okay, I've seen a question here. Empress, you can ask your question now. Empress, Uzoma.
Okay, hello everyone. Good day. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. You can proceed.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So thank you for that presentation. That was really interesting and real practical presentation on how AI can be very useful to veterinary practice. So I'm just a little curious. Is this Vertify Pro? Is it a tool for individual veterinarians, or is it adapted to the clinics or the hospitals practice management system? Like, can other vets working in a particular practice see what you're doing on that Vertify Pro platform?
So actually, it's both. Well, thank you for your question, first of all. And it's both. So there's actually a individual version and a clinic version, which are they're basically the same. However, to answer your question, on the clinic version, you can see it's like sort of a practice management system where all the vets can see all the vets' cases, and it's written, which vet has which case. And you can sort by vets and stuff like that. So yes, on the clinic version, all the members of the clinic can see all the cases, just like a practice management system, basically. Whereas the individual version, for, of course, vets who are working alone, or just if one vet in a clinic only wants it, or for whatever other reason, the individual version is just individual, as the name suggests. So then if you have the individual version, it's just you. But I guess otherwise, in terms of features, they are the same. It's really just how many people are kind of in the one group.
Okay, thank you very much, Impress. I think that answers your question. So we have another question here in the chat box. Is that if you want to use the Vertify Pro in a clinic setting with multiple vets, is there a way to customize the sets? I think that should be setting to get to central. Okay, the sets get to central location.
So great question. And actually, some of the settings are saved to the whole clinic. So the settings that would define what drugs are available, what drugs aren't available, how you want some of the structures to be reported, what diagnostics are available, what other, you can put in sort of description of the clinic and the types of vets or the types of cases you see, or really anything else. You can say how you want the recommendations to appear for certain cases. So that is all saved to the clinic for this exact reason. So that sort of a clinic director or manager can kind of set up for the whole clinic, how things should appear and yeah, what things are available or not available. However, For the notes, so actually what you saw, or the clinical notes, so what, we saw the SOAP notes, we saw the surgery report, and for the pet owner communication, those two customized fields are for the vet. And that's because we know that, different vets in the same clinic, they often like to write their notes differently. So we're not saying that, all the vets in a clinic have to write their notes the same, or of course, the messages you send to owners. We do have clinics where the clinic manager wishes their vets to write their notes in the same way or a similar way, but then they just have to do it themselves and then give that template, give those customized instructions to the other vets. So once again, I would say it's really customizable, and it's really just exactly how you and your clinic wants to work.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Patrick, for that response. We have another question. Is the app downloadable now, or we need to buy it?
Good question. So you don't even have to download it. It works just on a browser. And as for buying it, it is a subscription, which we're working with Vet Connect. So I would say for those details, I'll pass you on to Vet Connect for that. But yeah, it is your standard kind of software subscription type. But we've been working a lot with Vet Connect to really find something that sort of works for everybody in terms of making it available for as many people who want to use it. So our goal is certainly to make it very available for everyone.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Patrick. We are running out of time, but we'll do our best to take more questions. Somebody is asking, I'm curious, can we use this in feeding trials? Maybe on trying a new feed on 100 chicks?
That's an interesting question I have not heard before. I mean, for the first part, the main part, as we sort of discussed, this administrative work, yes, you could absolutely. So if you are doing a lot of discussions, or you're sort of running through various parts of your trial, and you just want to make sure that you are capturing everything that was said, everything that was done, you could even put in a little sort of template of what you want the output to look like. Any sort of issues with the chicks, this chick A had, this issue or whatever, weighed this amount. So all this kind of recording stuff for sure. I mean, the recommendations, they are, based on the customizations you put in. I think you might be able to come up with something. I guess it sort of depends on what precisely you mean by using this on feeding trials in chicks. But that is an interesting question. And we are always finding new things to use it for, again, because of this kind of very wide open customization ability. As you saw, it's sort of free typing in your instructions. So yeah, I'd love to connect on that question specifically, perhaps on an individual call later. So yeah, absolutely, I'd love you to reach out to Vet Connect and set up a call to discuss exactly what you mean in more detail for that one.
All right. Thank you very much for that response. You can reach out to us, to Vet Connect, and we will respond to you. Just before we invite Vet Connect, Dr. Shedrack, to respond to some of the insights that Vet Connect will be sharing, we'll take one more question. Somebody's asking, is Vetify Pro structured to also support diagnosis, suggestion, and treatment recommendations?
Yes, absolutely. So that's actually our third pillar. If you think of Vetify Pro being like a 3-in-1 tool, and whereas the first pillar here, the one is the scribe. So that is the recording, the transcription, and then the note writing or the report writing. And then the second two, in no particular order, are the client communication, so being able to write messages to clients, again, fully customizable. And then the third is what you're talking about here. So that's these clinical support recommendations. So recommendations on immediate priorities, and certainly diagnostics and treatments. And even particularly in those diagnostic and treatment section, we have sort of various levels. So we have basics, we have advanced, we have a budget scenario level. So, what are the most high yield, but, cost effective, either diagnostics or treatments. So absolutely, Vetify Pro is set up to provide support and assistance assistance for sort of complex or more complex cases. And it's also particularly set up in a way that because it takes the information from the recording, it comes up with these recommendations without you needing to ask anything. And I think that's what really sets us apart from sort of chatbot-based AI support, because if you need to ask a chatbot a question, then you're only going to get help if you know you need help. But I think we've all been in a situation where you kind of just didn't think about something. So you didn't even know you needed help. And that's where Vetify Pro really stands out. Being able to do this recording, which as you saw took, literally two buttons, and then to instantly get your notes, get that full list of recommendations just to scan through, even maybe, not really a complex case, but just a case where you just want that extra bit of confidence, that extra bit of help, and just make sure you're not missing anything. So you've written your notes, you quickly scan through to make sure that, you sleep better at night, that you're not missing anything, and then, generate and send a message to the client as well. So now you have a happy client, you got home on time, you're on the right track. It's a lot of bonuses for very little extra effort. You're literally just recording your totally normal conversation that you're doing anyway.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Patrick. I see a lot of more questions, but because of time, we'll be wrapping up on the question session to give room for VetConnect to address some from VetConnect's end. But before I hand over to Dr. Shedrack, people are asking about language. I see quite a number of questions about languages in terms of, can this be used in other local languages like Nigerian languages?
Yes, and by the way, I will start answering the questions in the chat here once I'm no longer speaking. So don't worry, I'll get to your questions. But yes, so in terms of languages, so the transcription model part, so the actual part of the tool, which is taking that audio recording and turning it into the written text. Currently, it supports, I believe, 80 plus global languages, so a lot of languages. However, I won't say that I know, that it can support these, say, specific Nigerian languages, and I'm not going to pretend to be an expert here on these languages. So I guess if you could give me the languages, I can check. And number two is I will absolutely say that this is an area where these models, and by the way, we switch these models because there's so much innovation in these transcription models as well, that sometimes you have a new one, and so they're always improving. And so we are always making sure that we are using the best transcription models. A huge thing for these models is the languages supported. And we've seen this even in literally the last couple months. We went from sort of 20 or 30 languages to 80. I'm not even, so yeah, basically, so even if the languages isn't supported now, I would say it would be supported sooner rather than later. So yeah, I hope that answers that for you there.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Patrick. So like Dr. Patrick mentioned earlier, VetConnect is in partnership with Nova Vet Family, and I would like to call on the founder and CEO of VetConnect, Dr. Shedrack, to share his thoughts. A lot of people are asking how they can get the Vetify Pro. So, Dr. Shedrack, the floor is yours, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Jacob. Thank you so much, Dr. Patrick, for the elaborate presentation. I want to defer perhaps the final thoughts to the closing remarks, but summarily, what I want to say is this. One, when we began engagement with NovaVet Family to do this jointly, one of the realities that we had to deal with was the pricing, all right? So we had to do a research internally in our community to get context with respect to how much we felt was enough or appropriate to pay. And it's interesting to share with us that this pricing, if you go officially on the NovaVet Family platform, we have reduced this drastically from over $70 per month subscription down to $15. And the reason is we understand the reality of professionals. We're not saying that it's not worth the money, but we also understand that when you're picking up a process, it has to be a journey. And we know that this would be able to enhance the capabilities of professionals in the field in more ways than we can begin to count. So to let us know in simple terms, from the $70 per month that others are paying across other parts of the world, we are going to be paying $15 per month. And when you look at it in terms of value and what it will do for you and your capabilities as a professional, it's definitely a key to that anyone should want to make. But we'll talk about that more because we have a dedicated system in how we're going to enable everyone on board. But even interestingly too, it gives you room to use this for a whole 14 days free trial. So you have an opportunity to actually validate it, test it in and out to see the value it gets you, and then make the decision for yourself. But what I've seen so far for those that are already onboarded is that they want to continue because, like what I've seen happen across board, this is that era where if something comes that enables our abilities and gives us that edge, we definitely embrace it. And good enough, its impact is both across pet practitioners to livestock practitioners. So I think that answers it, but I will just add some thoughts at the closing remarks. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Shedrack, for those thoughts. We really appreciate. And if you need further clarification about the Vertify Pro, you can email VetConnect and we'll be glad to provide further details. Thank you very much. And thank you again, Dr. Patrick, for your presentation.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Thank you. So we're going to be moving forward. Dr. Titi, are you there? Okay, I think
Yes,
Dr.
I'm here.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Yes, you can take us further.
Okay, so we will quickly be moving forward to the next section. I'm sure we are all excited and we are about to get to the much more exciting part of it, and that is the panel session. Today's panel is themed Preparing Young Animal Health Professionals for the AI Era. We've had amazing presentations and we've learned about the wonderful innovation from the NovaVet family. We're about to discuss with our amazing panelists how young animal health professionals, young veterinarians, young community animal health workers can be prepared for the AI era. Joining us today is Dr. Gani Inahoro, who has been introduced earlier. We also have Dr. Namara Delilah Diana and Dr. Sheil Shamsuddin. So I want us to quickly welcome our panelists just with an emoji, clapping, a celebration, just something. Let's welcome our amazing panelists on the call today. Thank you. I can see the emojis. Let's keep it coming. So they feel so welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I'd love to start with Dr. Namara Delilah Diana. She is a veterinarian and a researcher specializing in antimicrobial resistance, zoonotic disease surveillance, and wildlife health at the human-animal interface. Her work spans laboratory diagnostics, wildlife and livestock health investigations, and research on the effects of climate variability on zoonotic disease dynamics. She currently works with Animal Allies Africa, where she is involved in animal welfare advocacy and applied research, particularly within food animal systems. She's also pursuing advanced training in epidemiology and biostatistics at the University of Cape Town. Her work is driven by a commitment to generating evidence that informs policy and strengthens health outcomes across Africa through a One Health approach. Ladies and gentlemen, join me to welcome Dr. Namara Delilah. Dr. Namara, are you with us? So nice to have you, Dr. Namara.
Hello. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Thank you for the great presentations. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So quickly, I will be handing over to Dr. Undo, who will be introducing our other panelists. Dr.
All
Undo,
right.
all right.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Titi, and welcome, Dr. Delilah. So our next panelist is Dr. Shehu Shamsuddin, who is a veterinarian, agribusiness professional, and social entrepreneur working at the intersection of animal health, entrepreneurship, and inclusive service delivery. He is the managing director of AmbuVet Consult Limited, a veterinary and agribusiness enterprise committed to expanding access to animal health care in rural and underserved livestock communities. His work focuses on strengthening last-mile animal health systems through private sector engagement, veterinary paraprofessional entrepreneurship, public-private partnerships, vaccine access, and practical business models. He also contributes to conversation on One Health, food safety, market system, and youth professional development. At the African AI Summit for Animal Health 2026, Dr. Shamsuddin brings a systems and grassroots perspective on how young animal health professionals can prepare for the AI era by using digital innovation to solve real veterinary, livestock, and farmer-facing challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished colleagues, please welcome Dr. Shehu. Dr. Shehu, are you there, please?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shehu. We are so glad to have you here this evening. Our third panelist is Dr. Gani Enahoro MNI. We have introduced him again and again. He's our father. He is an elder statesman in the veterinary profession, not just in Nigeria, but Africa and the globe. So we are so honored to have you. We've introduced him earlier, and I'll beg his pardon to kindly, because of time, to proceed further with the panel session without further introduction. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. I'm here with you.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. We are truly, truly honored having you up to this point. You've been here from the beginning of the session. You were here yesterday. We are so, so honored having you, sir. Thank you so much. So we are going to proceed with the panel session. And like my co-moderator said, it's going to be focused on how we can, young professionals can be better prepared for the AI era. So I'm going to begin the session. It's going to be more of a conversational session, and we encourage all participants to also take notes of questions. We are going to give a few minutes for participants to also ask their questions. So I'm going to start right away, and this question is going to go to all the panelists. So I'll start with Dr. Gani. Artificial intelligence is transforming every profession. He has already said this earlier. Some persons were not here, but I think I'll still emphasize that. So, sir, in your view, what does this mean for young veterinarians and animal health professionals entering the workforce today? AI is transforming every profession, and veterinary profession, animal health profession inclusive. What does this mean for young veterinarians and animal health professionals entering the workforce today? Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Let me express my privilege to be sharing this session with Diana and Shehu Shamsuddin. These are very young, dynamic professionals. So I'm happy to be here with you people. Yes, for young veterinarians, I've spoken to quite entering the profession at this time with AI. When we graduated, we were like swimming in the dark. But today, the difference is clear. So the young professionals, young veterinarians, paraprofessionals are blessed to be in this generation. It therefore means that they are having a starting point that is much improved and higher than what it used to be. But again, what you make of it depends on you. I've said it in a couple of places that every profession is good, but not every professional is good. So what you get is what you give to it. Your commitment will determine how far you will go. So lucky you, the AI as a support tool has made life so easy. You don't have to carry physical books or search for a library as huge as we used to keep to be able to get your information to navigate the waterways now. No, just in a twinkle of an eye with a very swift response, AI will give you a guide that will assist you into addressing your clients. I remember, like I said yesterday, your clients are also sophisticated. Most of them are AI compliant, and they would have possibly read or listened to guidance from their AI, that they have searched before coming to you. So you have to be above them, at least to be able to even offer them advice. So I think this is a very good time to be a veterinarian, especially young veterinarians. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for those insights. Indeed, it's the best time to be veterinarians. Thank you, sir. Dr. Shehu, would you like to add some thoughts on this? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks, VetConnect. And also, I feel really privileged to be sharing panel with the famous Dr. Gani Nahuru, and we all know his contribution to the profession and how he has been one of the very few who was able to navigate this, the different across generations of veterinarians. I think that's something that we should all learn, and he's very digital, innovative. So it means that we can also, as we grow older, continue to adapt. He talked a lot about adaptation. He's not living in the past, as you can see from the experiences he has shared. And I think this is the kind of mindset that we need to carry on as young veterinarians in the era of AI and even beyond AI. So for me, I see AI as just another phase in innovation. Tomorrow it may be something super faster and better than AI. So I think for young people entering the profession, it's about mindset shifts. I think it's a call to action for us to begin to see ourselves even beyond, just professionals treating animals, because the AI, revolution is going to open up a lot of spaces where we originally have the training, but we tend not to focus on it. So young people should see themselves beyond treating animals and therefore think of themselves as enablers within the whole value chain, from production to service delivery to distribution to farmers advisory to public health. So along all of these value chains, there are a lot of opportunities, for us to use AI to enable, the processes and the systems to be better. So clinical relevance, clinical knowledge will still be relevant, or let me say scientific knowledge and competence will still continue to be relevant. But beyond that, we need to now add, technology, thinking, data, just like he said earlier, and most importantly, entrepreneurship. So I think it's a good time to be a vet, like Dr. Gani said, but we need, the vets who will succeed would be those who are able to combine all of this, from clinical science to technology application itself, but also entrepreneurship. How does this bring food to our table at the end of the day? while solving problems for farmers or actors. So that's what I'll say for now. Thank you.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Dr. Shehu, for that feedback. So interesting, that response. So interesting. We must have that mindset shift. Very, very important, critical. Thank you so much, sir. We'll move to Dr. Diana. Dr. Diana, would you like to add your thoughts to this question?
Thank you, Dr. Shehu and Dr. Gary. I wouldn't like to re-echo what my colleagues have said, but I think I just want to emphasize the fact that in this, I think first of all, it's really exciting to be a vet right now, and the young incoming professionals should be like really excited about being born this time, because AI has come to make our work easier, as everyone has spoken about. However, I think it is really important to remember that AI shouldn't replace our clinical judgment and ethical decision making, and above all, compassion and empathy, because the field that that we're working in, really involves a lot of compassion and empathy. And AI will never replace this aspect. So we really need to remember this as young veterinarians joining the profession in this AI era. And yeah, I think that is what I will add on to the other voices.
Thank you very much, Dr. Diana, for adding your thoughts. Thank you so much. And over to you, Dr. Titi.
Thank you very much, doctors, for giving us that insightful perspective. They're very, very unique, and the emphasis on the role of AI, especially to young animal health professionals. Like they say, the young ones are the future and the present, and we need to evolve with the evolving technology. So my next question would be directed to Dr. Gani. Sir, how can veterinary schools, professional associations, and employers prepare graduates for an AI-enabled future while ensuring that they maintain and remain grounded in the core veterinary competencies and ethics, as you mentioned earlier?
Thank you, Titi. It's a whole of community approach to it. A whole of community approach to dealing with this. When I was making my presentations, I said we need to have trainer sessions for our lecturers in the universities. Incidentally, I'm also still a student. I'm rounding up a PhD program in entrepreneurship and playing, and I wanted to bring livestock entrepreneurship into their curriculum. And I found when I was defending my proposals for my thesis, the supervisor had to call me and several times made references to certain parts of my proposals that had to do with information I generated from AI, and was expecting the traditional, upper references, which is okay, but we need our lecturers themselves to upgrade. It's difficult for them to go to school. Not many elderly people like me who want to go back to school, but they need to upgrade because it is only when they understand the powers they are in AI and the information available in that space that they will be able to appreciate how to accept the energies from the students that they are training. So curriculum change will have to be, we need to deliberately and target this sector, that is the teachers at universities. So if that is done, it therefore means that the old cliche of the World Organization of Animal Health that veterinarians trained should be day one compliant will now expand to be day one compliant, of course, in veterinary practice and also in AI knowledge. So if the at that level, it will now become something that should cascade down to the different countries. So I think it's a whole of community approach that we need to give to it. Thank you, Titi.
Thank you very much for that response. I really love the part of the lecturers should be training the trainers. And so if they do not have this understanding, they can pass it down to the students, which is really, really very important. Thank you so much. So I will quickly be handing over to Dr. Undo for the next question.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Titi. Before I go over to the next question, I would like to know if Dr. Shehu has some thoughts to add to this very question of the veterinary curriculum.
Yeah, thanks so much. Just maybe to also add from another perspective beyond the lecturers, like I can relate to Dr. Gani's, I would say, situation. 2 years ago, I was in an MBA class in agribusiness, and our first, I think, project, many people, I mean, used AI for research, and then the coordinator returned all papers, and they said that they had checked with AI checkers, and everybody failed. And because of that, many people were frustrated. Many industry captains and so who were just there to learn more and interact said that, oh, after all, I don't need this certificate. And they actually left that course. Up to today, they did not return. And they went to other universities that are adaptable and adapting. So which means that university where this happened actually lost customers in quotes because they were not seeing, I mean, where the world was going to. And 2 years later, they now have a policy on AI use, and people can use AI, freely for assignments. So beyond universities, I think also professional associations have a role to play. Universities is hard to change curriculum. We all know that, and so it will not be as fast as. So while the university will check curriculum and all of that, then I mean, private sector organizations and associations like veterinary associations can include this as part of CPDs, yearly CPDs or every 2 years, so that, he said it's a community approach. So I'm happy to complete the other parts of the community, which is, the service, I mean, the associations and, other private sector employers to also join hands in helping shape the future of AI use in the workforce. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shehu, for that response. Indeed, the private sector has a lot to do as well, and associations and institutions also have a lot to do. Thank you so much for those thoughts. So the next question is going to go to Dr. Diana. Dr. Diana has a lot of experience in the One Health approach. So Dr. Diana, with the growing role of AI in research, disease surveillance, and One Health, what new skills should young professionals begin developing today to remain competitive over the next decade?
Thank you, Jacob, for the question. Well, as we've already seen and been told that the future definitely belongs to veterinarians who have adopted to AI, I think one of those skills, first of all, is AI literacy itself. I think as we use AI in our day-to-day tasks, be it administrative, be it in assisting with diagnosis or research, I think we need to understand how AI is working to give us this output, where exactly it can add value, And we need to be able to recognize where AI stops and where human oversight becomes essential. So what I'm saying is that basically we need to really understand the limitations and strength of AI. So professionals who are able to identify this and work with it definitely will be a strength. That is a good skill. And then secondly, it is data literacy. As someone who is into research a lot, I do in One Health research, animal welfare research. So we are definitely collecting a lot of information, be it through diagnostics, health records, satellite imaging. We have a lot of data that we are collecting. So data skill, like the way collecting high quality data, that would be a really good skill, because with the huge amount of data that we have, we can obviously use AI to help us analyze data to make better, meaningful decisions. And also, we also need basically people with basic statistical skills. I know as veterinarians, we learn a lot of the complicated medicine part of it, but I think statistics is also important. Statistical skills, using software programs like R, Python. I think these skills are becoming more and more valuable in our profession. And then with the One Health, I also think that where we are at right now and where we are heading, the One Health systems thinking approach is going to become very essential. As veterinarians, we are actually custodians of public health, animal health. So, and where we are right now, we are seeing that a lot of health problems that are affecting us, be it in our continent, in Africa or globally, we are seeing that AMR is a global public health threat at the moment, and it's just going to get worse. We are seeing emerging diseases and the like, and we need to recognize that these challenges are interconnected challenges. And the beauty of this is that AI poses is well equipped. It is a tool that we can use to, bring all these patterns, and it can easily identify the patterns across these systems, so that we can make basically analyze what's happening, make predictions, and we can only use what AI can help us if we recognize that all these fields are connected rather than working in silos, to be able to translate these insights into effective interventions. And then lastly, a very important skill that everyone has been talking about is adaptability. It's so interesting because AI is changing at a very, very fast-paced rate. Like the AI we were talking about last year or 2 years ago is not the same AI we're talking about now. And it will definitely not be the same AI we're talking about in the next 5 years. AI is doing incredible things. So I think people are more adaptable. So we need to all develop a skill of adaptability, be able to be willing to learn every day. Like every day literally is going to be a learning session if we are to use AI effectively to improve our work and efficiency. Yes, that's it.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Diana, for sharing your thoughts. Indeed, One Health system thinking is very critical in this AI era. AI literacy itself is very critical, and adaptability, like we've been saying again and again, it's very critical. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Dr. Shehu, would you like to add briefly before we move to the next question?
Nothing much to add. You nailed it. Maybe just to put everything together and be a bit biased, to say that the entrepreneurship skills will also be needed, because at the end you want to convert all of this into solutions that can be delivered in the long term in a sustainable manner. So AI is going to open up a lot of opportunities for us to apply layer entrepreneurship skills on AI to deliver, services. So thank you, Namara, for sharing.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shehu. Indeed, AI is going to open a lot of opportunities, and as entrepreneurs, that will be something we should look out for. Okay, over to Dr. Titi for the next question.
All right, thank you. As soon as Dr. Shehu mentioned entrepreneurship, I was like, he's in my mind. He's the next person I'm asking questions. All right. So, Dr. Shehu, many young professionals are interested in entrepreneurship and innovation. People want to make money, but how can, in your opinion, how can they leverage AI and digital technologies to solve real animal health problems, especially looking at the African context, particularly in the underserved communities?
Okay, yeah, thanks, Titi. So I'm not the only one that likes money, right? So, I think that the real challenge for us in Africa, just like Dr. Gani made like a very good background to know where we are, where we're coming from, where are we right now in this race. And Dr. Femi said something yesterday to say, who are we? Who are you? We need to bring all of this tech, high-tech knowledge, global innovation to the reality of Africa and where we are. But in doing so, we need to be careful not to start with technology, which has always been the mistake. We have seen a lot of technologies that have failed, even within our sector. What we should do is to start with the problem. So what are these daily realities of African farmers? There's still access is still a very big problem in rural underserved communities. Access to quality, affordable animal health care, by professionals. Quackery is still a problem. Antimicrobial misuse is a problem. Vaccine, coaching breakage or lack of storage is a problem. Market access, farmers struggle to sell their products at premium price. Can we start? So as young people seeking to really leverage AI in the right way, we need to spend a lot of time, bury our heads in those communities and empathize with those farmers and learn what the real problems are. So if we're able to define these problems and see them in the day-to-day reality of our farmers or our end users or customers, then we would begin to then prepare to say, okay, so this is a problem. But again, not just knowing the problem, then you start brainstorming. So how do you build solutions or technologies or leverage existing solutions that the farmers or end users are willing to use? Because that's also another problem. You can know a problem, but maybe you're using the wrong innovation or technology at that point. So you need to meet the farmers. We need to meet the farmers or the end users, at the center. What are they prioritizing? What are they willing to pay for? This brings me to entrepreneurship. We need to be able to see that these farmers so much value this solution to the extent that they can pay for it. So who pays? What is the problem? Who are the people suffering from this problem? And partnership. How do we create, partnerships? How do we solve these problems collectively? The era of one company, claiming champion, trying to be everything, like it's over. So how do we leverage partnership within public sector, private sector, producer organizations? How do we partner and share resources, share risks, and then be able to take these solutions to solve problems that are really bothering our farmers? If we look at the farming, if we're looking at the animal health value chain from perspective of just service providers. But just like I said earlier in the opening, it's even beyond our clinical intervention services. Veterinarians are already well grounded, to become entrepreneurs, advisors, value chain advisors, to become farm managers or farm advisors. So we need to look at the whole spectrum of the value chain. What are the different levels from inputs? How can we use AI, to promote our services as animal health professionals within input production at the hatchery level? Let's say if we take, the chicken value chain, and then you come to this, primary production. If you're a vet consulting for a farm, how is your presence, your services in the farm making the farms to be more profitable, to have better productivity, to have less mortality, less morbidity, and produce, better output? If you're at distribution level, or maybe you sell veterinary drugs or vaccines, how are you leveraging your knowledge? Using your knowledge to leverage AI to ensure that these vaccines get to where they're properly, sourced, stored, distributed in a way that's profitable to the company. If you are a mobile vet, or a paravet at the community level, how are you taking this knowledge to the farmers and knowledge and services to the farmers in a way that they're going to be better off, engaging with you than not? So, but just to conclude this, we need to be careful, just like I said, not to AItize everything. So this is a word I coined. I don't know if it exists. We don't have to AItize everything. We need to look at, just like Namara said earlier, where is AI really going to add value in what we do, and then we run with it. So I would like to stop here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the response, sir. I really love the part of saying, know the problem so you can know the right tech to use to address that problem. And I love the emphasis on addressing it at the grassroots level. Sometimes we're always looking at the top, forgetting the people, the end users of this technology. Thank you so much for your response, sir. And I think we'll be moving to the concluding part. Is that the case, Dr. Undo?
Okay, because maybe just before we go to the concluding part, we have our father, Dr. Gani, who is, when it comes to the entrepreneurship area, he I am sure he has some thoughts to add to what Dr. Shehu has shared. Thank you so much, sir. I don't know whether I should read the question again.
Well, I've been following you, and I align with what Shehu has very correctly said. If you listen to him very well, you will see the element of MBA training. We need to go to school, honestly. I've learned a lot in my PhD program in entrepreneurship and innovation management. I was a champion. In actual fact, I'm a certified entrepreneur. I have fellowship in this Certified Institute of Entrepreneurship in Nigeria. But when I got to the PhD program, I discovered that we are practically working like quacks and allowing others to make money because of lack of knowledge. Shehu and I have been involved in training veterinary paraprofessionals, and we have impacted, according to them, so much because they had the opportunity to now relate with more education. Let us go to school. Shehu said it. We don't have to think of ourselves as veterinarians only in the scheme of giving injections to animals. There is a wide opportunity available in livestock entrepreneurship beyond what we know. You see? So I want to say that first, I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I will highly recommend that we do more of this kind of opportunity sharing, knowledge sharing. It will go a long way. Most of the complaints we have, Diana was very clear about the opportunities, the skills available in AI to veterinarians. I will send my presentation to you so that you can share to everyone. I mentioned clinically areas like digital literacy I can always expand them. You can make a lot of money from digital literacy, critical thinking skills, data interpretation skills. You need to see how much of benefits and income is available in data interpretations, which will leave to the hands of the social scientists, students, or graduates, that we can do better. When during the academic aspect, what they call it now, the aspects that had to do with attending classes and doing exams in the PhD class, and I was looking at the quality of materials they were asking us to do exams on, and I realized the huge veterinary curriculum that we passed through. I wasn't reading and I was passing the exams, so to speak. So we have so much in us as veterinarians. We can tease out a lot of these things from AI. People go into AI, you can assist people to use your experience and interpretative abilities to make money from them, not for free. So please look through I mentioned all of this in my presentation, and I can always expand them at any future opportunity. Thank you. I know we are all running for time now. I appreciate this opportunity. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. We are truly grateful. Just before I hand over to Dr. Titi, please, this is to all participants. We have an important announcement in the chat box. We'd like you to take just 5 minutes to fill this summit assessment. It's not an exam. We just want to know how impactful this program has been, and your thoughts will help us also improve the program subsequently. Titi, over to you to conclude with the last question. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you to all our panelists for the amazing responses so far. It has truly been enlightening and inspiring too. Thank you so much. And we're quickly moving to the concluding part. When you see the theme of this, the sub-theme, it's AI adoption and the future of veterinary practice in Africa. We cannot talk about the future without mentioning the young veterinarians, the young animal health workers. And so, if there is one thing, if there is one keyword you want every young person or every professional on this call to take, if there is any advice you'd love to give them about thriving in an AI era, what would it be? So, we'd love to begin with our father, Dr. Gani, followed by Dr. Delilah, and finally, Dr. Shehu. Dr. Gani, would love to have you, sir.
Well, just like I concluded in my comment a few moments ago, every young vet should go to school. DVM is just the beginning. Don't make it the end. I have a master's in veterinary pathology, clinical pathology. I have a master's in business administration. I was concluding a PhD program in pathology before I saw this PhD program in entrepreneurship, and I'm there. I have MNI. So there cannot be, you can only limit yourself. So we should go to school and add more education to what you have. Your critical thinking ability will change. That's my advice. Every other thing is easy. Like Shehu said, we have been grounded in veterinary practice and medicine in 5-6 years in school, but that is not enough for us to live on. The world is bigger than veterinary practice. I've done veterinary practice for 41 years than veterinary medicine. To you, please go to school. Don't limit yourself. Don't say because you're into private practice. No. I have never written an application to work for government, never. And I have all these certificates that I can be proud of today. Yeah. They have shaped my outlook to life, professionally, and even in public speaking. So please let us go to school. So I would conclude that by allowing Shehu to add his voice to this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for the wisdom. We have really learned a lot today, and also from yesterday's conversations. I want to just conclude by saying, yes, embrace AI, run with it, but don't embrace AI for the trend of it. Embrace AI because you want to use it to solve problems, real problems, but also because you want to use that to earn better living. I mean, be able to afford PhDs and entrepreneurships and all of these things that the likes of Dr. Gani have been able to achieve. It requires some level of investment, and it means that you need to leverage this AI as an enabler, while, I mean, always referring to your science, scientific knowledge, your empathy, communication. All of those things, we need to combine all of that for us to be able to effectively, use AI for the benefit of ourselves and for the people and for the planet. So embrace AI, but also try as much as possible to develop those skills that is needed for you to make better use of AI, or make best use of AI in your life, and also in making impact in the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So we'll be having Dr. Delilah.
Thank you so much. I also want to thank Dr. Gani because I also needed that advice as a young professional myself. Going to school is quite important, and the time is now for all young professionals there. And then with the AI era, I think it's I just advise everyone out there, the young professionals, that it's not about between choosing artificial intelligence and human intelligence, but rather combining the two. Um, Today I just paid for ChatGPT Pro. Not because I can't do what it does, but because I'm just trying to, to use it, to use it as a leveraging tool to see. But I know its weaknesses because I've used it several times, and I know the weaknesses between the free version. I know the weaknesses of the paid for version. So I think as a young professional out there, I think it's a good opportunity for you to start learning about AI, how you can use it, how it can make your work more efficient, to make you the best in your field anyway. So it's not a competition, but rather an important tool that you can always just, manipulate around and play around to ensure that you produce the best output out there. And of course, I also want to really emphasize that go to school and also diversify a bit from your field because Dr. Gani has a master's in MBA and all these other skills. So I think we should also be more open to diversification because I know specialization is important, but diversification is also important. So that's it for me.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Diana, for sharing your thoughts. And once again, thanks to all our panelists. Thank you, Dr. Shehu, for sharing your thoughts. Thank you, Dr. Gani. It's been so inspiring listening to all of you. And thank you for honoring our invitation. We are so glad having you. And it's been such an inspiring session. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Before,
okay.
yes, over to you, Titi. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to add something like from the advice. One very key thing is we should go to school. Go to school. Don't forget ethics, merge AI with human intelligence. Get that pro version and sign up for NovaVet.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Titi. Please, our dear participants, do well to fill the post-session feedback form we've shared in the chat box. We'll really appreciate that. We are going to take a few questions from our participants, but before we do that, we'd like to have a Photoshop. We'll kindly seek your consent that we'll take a screenshot of this session and we'll be so glad to have you turn on your cameras. So we are going to have our media team give us a 1-minute intro, again, interlude rather, as we Okay, we like you. Okay, so please just a minute, and we are pleading with everyone to turn their cameras. If you're comfortable with that, we would truly appreciate that so that we can take snapshots. Just a minute and we'll do that. Please, Ella, on the light for me already. Hey, Ella, on the light.
Yes, Dr. Jacob, we can see your face now.
On the
All
lighter
right,
note,
apologies for that.
on the lighter note, in the next 10 years, you don't need to ask us to on the light. You just imagine that the light will be on and then
Yeah.
All right. Apologies for the mix-up. Thank you. All right.
Okay.
Do we have that taken? The media?
Okay, I'm hearing that the video is disabled. That's the feedback in the chat. Can we resolve that? It seems participants are not able to turn on their video. But if that's going to be a long process, we might as well just proceed. Yes, I see that.
I think we can proceed. We have a couple of pictures already. Thank you so much, everyone, for the session. We are about rounding up already. Please do well to fill the post-session feedback. It means a lot for us. It's going to help us improve the subsequent session. We also like to measure the impact of today's session and the previous session. Thank you very much. To round up today's session, I will be inviting the founder and CEO of VetConnect to present the closing remarks. Thank you very much, Dr. Shedrack, and over to you.
Thank you so much. I am filled with a lot of joy, seeing that this has been such a resounding success. When we started thinking through this after our partnership signed with NovaVet family, the thinking was, let's just focus on Nigeria. But I have always held the school of thought that I think part of our limiting process on the African continent is trying to think at country levels when we can think actually at a continental level. Our founding fathers in the 1960s thought and dreamt of a United States of Africa. And it makes a lot of sense if we are able to address a lot of the challenges that we confront at that level of ambition. Animal care challenges are not restricted just to Nigeria. And today I'm proud that at the time when we're reviewing the participants across board, we had more than 20 African countries that had signed up, some beyond just even at the shores of the continent. We had had multiple participants both in our presentations and also in participation. That shows that we are agreeing to this resolve. And for me, at the early days of AI adoption, I also struggled with it because I saw the dangers more than I would see the benefits. But it just took a mindset reorientation to realize that it's better off to train ourselves on how we can engage with this because AI is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. So if we fail to adopt and utilize it properly, we will not be able to make the most of it. So I am super glad that here we are, having delivered not just a historic event, but having us participate in this 2 days engagement that I'm sure has shifted our mindset in very profound ways. So I want to deeply appreciate NovaVet family for, providing us the opportunity to make this partnership work. And not just that, also reworking the financing model to reflect the costing reality or the pricing reality for young professionals or professionals on the African continent. That is something that I must commend because For a lot of companies, they simply would have said, well, this is our price and we can't shift it. But did not only allowed us, we had to do a survey to decide that this is what works, and we came to that compromise. It's something that we want to acknowledge very well. And I also want to deeply appreciate the Veterinary Council of Nigeria, the Nigerian Veterinary Medical Association, the small, animal veterinary practitioners, ruminant practitioners. I want to appreciate the International Veterinary Students Association. I want to appreciate the Nigerian Association of Veterinary Medical Students. I want to appreciate every single partner of the One Health Network for the support that they have all brought to ensure, both in publicity, both in technical organization, to ensure that these partnerships work. To our panelists, to our speakers, we are deeply honored. I mean, the value you provided, it's something we can keep chewing on for the rest of the year, and we'll still have a lot to still spare. So thank you so much for that value that you brought to the table. I want to conclude by also appreciating my team at VetConnect. You people are simply amazing. Like we say, and I will say this to us so that it challenges our mind to understand that impossible is nothing. And I will draw this quote. I can't recall who the author is, but he said that, who said it is impossible? Let him show me what volume of achievement he has to his name that allows him use the word impossible so recklessly. We must embody vision, we must embody ambition, we must embody the hunger to provide the change we need to see happen in the animal health ecosystem. And again, at the center of that is partnerships. So thank you so much, Team VetConnect, for making this happen. And we look forward to perhaps next year working with NovaVet family and other partners to make this a physical event and not just a virtual one. And more importantly, colleagues, please embody this tool. Let's see how it will transform our capabilities and our efficiencies as professionals. You have over 14 days of free trial. Our team has dropped the relevant information and will be following up one-on-one with all of us so that we would all adopt and deploy AI to enhance our capabilities as professionals on the continent. I want to wish us all, I would have said, I wish us all journey messages to our various destinations, but in this case, I will wish us virtual journey messages to our various workstations as we move from here. So thank you so much, and I remain Shedrack, the founder of VetConnect. Thank you. And over.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Shedrack, for that closing remarks. We've seen in the chat box, some person said we are unfair. They've not taken the group picture, so we are going to give room for that.
Yeah,
I think
please,
that
let's
feature has been enabled, so we can
Great.
take the picture. Yeah, so please, media, let's have the pictures now. Please turn on your camera. We truly appreciate that. It's so amazing to be part of history. The maiden edition of African Animal Health AI Summit. Please do well to fill the post-summit survey shared in the chat box. And if you need any further support, details have been shared in the chat box. You can reach out to us. Media, you can let us know when we are done.
It's amazing to see many beautiful and handsome faces here. Dr.
Interesting,
Nadifa,
yeah.
hi.
Please be reminded that we have the post-summit feedback form shared in the chat box. Please do well to fill. It means it's very important for us. We really love to hear your thoughts.
Media, have you taken the pictures? My smile is running out.
Yeah, I think we are done now. Thank you very much. You can.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Wonderful.
All right, Titi, would you like to share your thoughts before we finally close?
This has really been an amazing session. I learned a lot. It's amazing, it's enlightening, it's inspiring, it's awesome bringing together these amazing events. As a young veterinarian, I feel so much empowered from these sessions. I mean, from the day one to today's session, our amazing panelists, our amazing participants joining. So I really want to say thank you. And thank you to the Vet Connect for the opportunity to moderate this session. I'm very honored. And thank you to everyone that joined, our panelists. Thank you for the word of wisdom that you shared with us. And just like the CEO said, I'm looking forward to the next summit like this, and hopefully it's more physical. And hopefully by the next time we have testimonials of how impactful this session has been. Thank you so much. Over to you, Dr. Jacob.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Titi. So good to have you co-anchor this session. The media just notified me that they would like to take more shots. Please, we would really appreciate if you can still turn on your camera. We would like to see your beautiful and handsome faces again. Thank you for your understanding. Media? Okay. All right, I think we are good to go. So once again, thank you so much. As we bring the African Animal Health AI Summit 2026 to a close, we'd like to extend our sincere appreciation to every speaker, panelist, partner, moderator, volunteer, and participants who made the summit a success. Over the past 2 days, we have explored how artificial intelligence is transforming veterinary medicine, and we've challenged our thinking on how we can adapt. The conversation does not end here. We encourage everyone to continue learning, collaborating, and driving innovation within your respective institutions and communities. On behalf of Vet Connect and the NovaVet family, thank you for being a part of this historic maiden edition of Animal Health AI Summit. We look forward to welcome you again next year. Do have a wonderful evening and stay safe. Thank you. Please, media, give us that music, that AI in.
Every heartbeat matters. Every life counts. Across Africa, millions of animals depend on the decisions we make today. Imagine detecting disease before the first symptom appears. Imagine giving every farmer access to expert veterinary insight. Artificial intelligence is making that future possible through faster diagnosis, real-time monitoring, and predictive animal health care.
From livestock farms to wildlife conservation, AI is improving animal welfare while strengthening food security across Africa. Technology will never replace compassionate veterinarians. It simply gives them better tools to save more lives.
Together, researchers,
Innovators, students, and policymakers are building a smarter future for animal health.
welcome to the African Animal Health AI Summit. Let's shape the future of veterinary practice in Africa.